Hey everybody, Eric with Ready Motorsports here. Today we're going to show you how to install the iMohr pedal kit and also the iMohr e-brake kit. These kits come powder coated black already, so they're ready to install, ready to go, and the finish looks great on them. The kit we're installing today is going into a 61 barrel green bug. The interior accent color for that year on the steering wheel, steering column, e-brake, shifter, all that stuff was Nepal green. So we had our pedal assembly and our e-brake kit. We blew it apart, powder coated it, matching Nepal green, put them all back together. So this should look really good in this car, but like I say, it's already powder coated black, looks great, ready to install. If you just want to go up another custom level, you obviously can. Couple things you do need to install this kit. You need your stock pedal assembly. You do need that base and that main shaft, the clutch shaft, everything there. We're going from a roller pedal over to this pedal kit. So what we did need to pick up from our local VW parts store is the pedal rebuild kit, which is still available brand new. So we've got the little throttle arm, the roller, the pin, the clips. You're not going to use the main pin and the spring for the flat pedal, obviously, but everything else you need. And you're also going to need a late model brake pedal return spring. The early models don't fit, so you're going to want that late model spring. That's also available brand new, and it's all very cheap from your local VW shops. But look, we're going to pull apart our stuff, show you what you need. We're going to show you how to assemble the pedals, and then we're going to show how to assemble them. And we're going to get this thing going up just a little bit more on that whole vintage speed look with the 550 e-brake style and then some performance looking pedals. Should be a great addition to this car. Should be a lot of fun. So let's dig in. Let's get to work on it. All right. Pedal assembly is out of the car. We've got the clutch cable disconnected, the transaxle, got it all out. We're going to get zoomed in here a little bit and show you what it takes to transfer all of your new parts onto your existing pedal assembly pieces. And for that, I'm going to have Tristan give me a hand, and we're going to get this taken care of and show you real close in detail what to do here. Okay, so we'll start by pulling that pin out of that clutch to get it off of the shaft there. There you go. Once you get that pin out, just drive that clutch shaft right out of the assembly. There we go. Next, you've got a circlip that you've got to pull off the unit right there. Just use some snap ring pliers to go ahead and pull that off, and that'll release the brake pedal arm. And there you go. So you've got your clutch shaft right there that we just drove out, brake arm there, clutch arms there. So you're down to this, and basically we're just going to pop this pin out, get this whole pedal out. We're going to clean everything up here. We're going to clean up this shaft real good. We're going to repolish that out, and then we're going to get ready to start putting everything here together. As we're ready to put all of this together, what we've got to do is we've got to put the clutch shaft into the base of the pedal assembly. First, we're going to put some grease on it. Even though the early assemblies do have a grease circ, we do like to just fully grease that before it goes in. That way, you know, you've got it everywhere you need it. So we're going to do that. We're going to grease that, slide that in, and then we're going to install it onto the shaft. And we'll show you how that's done here in just a second. Okay, so now we got that. We're going to drive that right down into that shaft. You can either use a press or you could use a large hammer, maybe a dead blow so you don't damage your clutch arm. But go ahead and drive that down so that those holes line up. You can run your pin right in just as you need it. We got that put together. If you need to, you know, grind that pin down just a little bit to make sure your other pedal shafts fit right on there like you should. But there we go. We're ready to go right there. And the next step is we've got to get this stock roller into the pedal there. As you can see, if you tuck it in, it's pretty close. It's not quite there. All we're going to do is put a crescent wrench on it. We're going to tweak that up a little bit, enough to get that wheel to slide on in. There we go. And then we're just going to bend it right back down. And you're in there. That wheel is going to work out perfect. Okay, so we have the arm in there. We have our roller wheel in here. We're going to put just a little bit of grease on that guy too. You don't want that all seasoned up later on down the road. We got grease in the pedal there. We'll go ahead and throw this guy together like this. There we go. We got that guy in there. Next comes the brake pedals. It's hard to get grease all the way in there, so we're just going to grease this whole shaft up now. It doesn't take a lot. Remember, anything that you put on there that squeezes out eventually is a waste and just making a mess. Make sure the spring goes on there like you need. That's that late model spring we were talking about to make that work right. And then we're ready to put this guy on. There's your clutch arm. There we go. And now for that clutch arm to work, we're going to rotate that around. You've got a hole right there that bolt is going to line up to. We'll get that all pushed together. We're going to supplied bolt right through that. You might find, depending on what year pedals you're putting together, this thing, there's going to be slight variances. You might find this bolt doesn't really want to go down through. It's just a hair too much. So that's not a big deal. It's easier to take material away than to add it. So we're just going to shave off a little bit more on that pedal to bring it in a little more, just to get us so our bolt's going to line up to that hole. All right, guys. Looks like our microphones failed on the rest of what we shot for the video, but we got most of what you need to get this together. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the pedals installed. I'm going to show you a couple of little nuances we found when it comes to installing them to make sure you get a really good product installed in your car. Just a couple small things to watch for when you install them. So I'm going to put the camera in the car here with me, and we're going to show you a couple things to look out for, and hopefully it helps you get these things installed. So here we go. And here is the installed pedals. We've got all the rubber pedal stops adjusted so everything sits nice and flush. Looks really great. The pedals work great. A couple little nuances we found. One thing is if you don't get enough clearance between the clutch and the brake pedal, you can get a little bit of binding. So if you do clearance this to fit that bolt on the end like we talked about earlier, clearance just enough that when you bolt it together, you can slide this pedal side to side, 40, 60 thousandths is all. I mean, just got to get a good air gap to make sure nothing tries to bind as you push the pedals. Nothing really more than that. Just want to make sure everything moves nice and free. The thing we found, if this was a little too tight, we thought it would wear in. If we held the clutch in and we pushed the gas pedal didn't come back all the way. It held the idle up a little bit. So we just popped it apart, shaved just a hair more off with a flap wheel on our angle grinder, put it back together, and it works perfect. The other thing, obviously, trim your floor mats, but that's not a big deal. You can do that with a pair of scissors from the hardware store. But the thing to watch for is that brake line. We ran it up over the top of the base plate on the floor that is held in with a bolt before and after the pedals on either side. Little M8 bolt, but run your brake line over that plate and then underneath the cross shaft. But when you go under the cross shaft, make sure you don't have it riding against the brake pedal. Repeated use, that's going to wear a hole in that brake line. So make sure you push it down and you can exercise that pedal without any contact between the brake line and the pedal. If you do that, 100% fine, but I could see somebody missing that, and I'd sure hate to see someone wear a hole in the brake line after a couple of years and lose your rear brakes, or if it's a single circuit, lose all your brakes. That's not good. So make sure that doesn't contact any moving parts of that pedal assembly. Trim your mat, get your rubber stops adjusted. Everything works great. We've been driving on this thing for a day now. I actually like it quite a bit. It's a pretty slick setup. The knob, or the green, looks great, matches the roll cage, the steering column, all that stuff. Makes me want to paint a couple more pieces to make it all match and look good, but looks great. There you go. Hope this video helps you guys install these things, and I hope it helps you get a good enough install that you're very happy with the product. I know I am. Pretty straightforward, and if this video doesn't help you, get a hold of us. We could help you out. We've done a few sets now, and we can walk you through anything. You guys take care, enjoy your pedal sets, and we'll see you next time.